So I just finished watching the episode. You know, this is Rick's last episode, his departure, blah, 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 that entire hype train. So I watched the episode going in completely vulnerable, just waiting to be hit with a hatchet and just bawl for Rick's last episode. You know, that's what they just kept ringing up. That's how they were hyping up this episode. So after I'm done recording and all of that, I decided, to hop on social media and just see overall what is being said now that I don't have to hide from it. And the first thing I see is, yeah, Rick's alive. We got you guys. Ha ha ha. Which reminds me of the whole entire dumpster gate with Glenn. How we thought he was dead. And then we were like crying our eyes out, but he hid under a dumpster and he's still alive. Except with this thing, we thought he was gonna die. He dies, but he's not dead. He's found and he's flown out to whoever knows. So after the whole entire, yeah, Rick's alive, we're gonna get 3 movies. 3 feature-length Walking Dead movies about Rick, which I didn't know how to feel with that. Then I saw how it was being, the movie's being done by the one and only, a very, very unknown person by the name of Scott Gimple. So I feel so conflicted because I'll watch the movies, I would, but why do we need these movies? And I'm very weary on it because there's a lot of franchises that tries to capitalize on the success that they have, and they go a bit above and beyond, and sometimes it ends up flopping because of that. So I just hope that with these movies they don't turn out to be like failures in some way. But I see it smart because it gives people choices, especially those who said they're never going to watch Walking Dead again for whatever reason. They can come back to at least these movies, which is going to be Rick based. So cool that he's alive, even though I fully expected him to die, but okay. But my main thing here is seeing how it said, oh, by the way, this is Lauren Cohan's last episode as well. What? I must have missed the part where they said that this was going to be her last episode. I thought she signed for 6 episodes, and at least maybe episode 6 would be her last episode. But maybe they would have worked out some type of contract agreement and she's on this show for a little bit longer. But the fact that this was her last episode, now they say that maybe she'll come back season 10 or whatever people are saying, that the door is open for her, but this is her last episode. What we got from her, is her last episode. I find that to be so disrespectful. I know I can't be the only person that feels that way, because this entire time, the whole entire build-up for this episode this was Rick's final curtain call. This is Rick's goodbye. Like, they marqueed Rick, which rightfully so, this entire promotion for this episode. I haven't seen not one thing saying that, oh yeah, this is Maggie's last episode as well. How are they going to explain that for next episode? Right? That Maggie just ran off after Rick died? That was it? She's out? She's gone? For someone who's been a part of this show for this long, especially compared to everyone that is still left, she's been around since season 2, okay? She's an OG. She may not be Atlanta OG, but she's still an OG to the show. And the fact that her farewell episode was a few scenes dedicated to Negan, a couple of scenes talking to Michonne, and then the last scene trying to save Rick, that's it? That's her final goodbye? Maggie Rhee, of all characters, that's her final goodbye. That's it. She gets no send-off. She gets nothing. That's just... The last thing that we've seen of Maggie is her crying thinking that Rick's dead. That's it. So she's gonna take Herschel Jr. and just skip out into the sunset. When she has a community right here. She has everything right here. She has food, she has shelter, she has resources, all of that right here. She's just gonna up and just go out into the night where she has nothing, where she doesn't know anything. She's just gonna up and go. That's how we're writing for Maggie. I just had to make this second video because I'm just so flabbergasted. Of course I didn't know this information when I was recording, but now that I do, I feel like I needed to say something because that is absolutely ludicrous. I thought, at least with all this drama that happened during the summer, especially with her contract negotiations, I thought that, okay, yeah, she signed for 6 episodes, but when her time comes, they're gonna do some type of big thing. First, I thought she was surely gonna die. I'm like, yeah, okay. 6 episodes, she's gonna die. Like, her and Rick are gonna scrap it out. They're gonna fight over Negan. She's gonna die, or she's gonna die for something else. Something's gonna happen to her. That was my whole thought process for the past few months. Now I see with Andrew signing in only for a couple episodes, I'm like, okay, Rick is gonna die. Maybe they're both gonna die. They're gonna die fighting each other. But no, Rick survives with this A and B helicopter thing, flies off into the clouds, and Maggie's just gonna walk away. If you were binging this show, if you had no ties to the internet, if you had no ties to anything Walking Dead, and you were just watching this episode basically how I was, you would have never knew that this was Maggie's last episode. This is nuts. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The disrespect to someone who's given so much to this show. The disrespect. So much. And Maggie's one of my top favorite characters. People could say that they don't like, some people don't like the actress or they don't like Maggie's character. Some people felt that what's the word? I wouldn't even say demands, but just her desire to be on the same level as Andrew and Norman, especially because she's having such a leading role. Some people felt like she didn't deserve it. I felt like she deserved it. She should have gotten paid, but this is all we get from Maggie. We lost Carl. We lost Rick. We're losing Maggie. 3 juggernauts who have such important roles that they now we have left is Daryl, who I guess is gonna run the show now, or Michonne. I would say Michonne should run the show, but who knows what AMC has planned. They're probably gonna have Daryl run the show now. Who is taking Maggie's place? I don't know. Probably Carol or Paul, aka Jesus. I don't know, but I just had to make this quick side video just saying what I gotta say, because this is outlandish to me. Outlandish. Maggie Reed, after everything she's been through, so many things that she's lost, so many things that she had to endure, after everything that she's been through, this is her big send-off. That kind of reminds me of when Glenn died. Even though it was a huge thing for both their deaths, how it was Glenn dies. Goodbye to Glenn. And we'll miss you too, Abraham. That's jacked. That's jacked. That's so jacked up. I had to just say that. I had to put my little 2 cents in. I had to say and get my things off my chest. But wow. Horrible, horrible ending. Now she might come back for season 10 or whatever. The doors are open, whatever. Season 10 is not here yet. We're only on episode 5 and that's it for Maggie. That's it. That's it. She gets her closure from Negan, seeing an old brittle man. She sees Rick die and she's like, I had it. I'm taking my baby and I'm going into the woods. Disappointing. Disappointing. Oh, so disgusting. Do better. Do better. Do better. Wow.